Welcome back. This week, the state saw its first challenge to the new GMO labeling law. A coalition of food industry associations has filed a federal lawsuit to stop it from taking effect. The lawsuit claims the law violates manufacturers' rights to free speech, interferes with marketing, and that federal law already controls what the state GMO law is attempting to cover. Kat Viglienzoni spoke to Attorney General Bill Sorrell about the move to label GMOs for this morning's At Issue.
A little bit about how the kind of national movement is intertwining with this.
Well, you know, Connecticut and Maine passed genetically engineered food labeling laws, but they had these triggers requiring a certain number of other states to also pass the statutes before their laws would go into effect. The Vermont legislature decided not to go with that kind of trigger, and our law is going to go into effect July 1 of 2016. Now, in the interim, my office has to go through a rulemaking process to put some flesh on the bones of what the labels are actually going to say, how prominent they're going to be, where they will be, what they will say, and such. But we're going to be the lead state, and this is a big issue nationally, and so I'm not surprised that most of the money that's come in is from out of state, and my guess is the lion's share of the monies that go into the fund will be coming from other states.
So you had mentioned that you had to put flesh on the bone, so to speak, for this rule. What are you hearing from food producers? Because we've done a couple stories now where we've talked to them and they say, look, we don't know what's coming our way.
The concerns are, for example, from the retailers, if it's fresh produce, what's the nature of the notice that they're going to give? You're not going to put a label on a tomato or ear of corn or whatever. So where will they need to put what kind of a warning in their stores? So we're going to be answering a lot of questions in the regs, which we hope to get out late this year, certainly by next spring sometime or the summer, so at least a year head start for those that are going to be bound by the labeling law to know what the rules and regulations are going to be. Now, on the other hand, if an injunction is handed down by the court, a preliminary injunction to put a halt to the labeling law while the case is being litigated, then it might well be a long time before Vermont's law takes effect.
And so what happens if you do then have to delay this law? What does that mean for your office?
Well, it means if we're sued, that we will be defending the law, and we will be in litigation, probably be in federal court, federal trial court level, and then likely an appeal to the Intermediate Federal Appeals Court, and then possibly, a case of this magnitude, an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. So we will probably just stay the course in both ways, on the lawsuit on the one hand and the rulemaking on the other.
The AG expects defending against the lawsuit could cost more than $1 million. There is a fund to help the state defend the new law, and as of Friday, it had about $20,000 in it. Monday, the state and Ben & Jerry's are hosting a Food Fight Fund rally at the Church Street location at 2 p.m.